I'm Sine, and I'm your Design Journey Art Class expert for drawing animals. I know what I want to draw, and I know what I want to include in my drawing, but how can I combine these elements on a paper without creating a mess? I will show you how to create balance in your drawing. And this technique is called the Rule of 3.
For this session, you need the super soft colored pencils, a graphite pencil, and other basic sketching equipment, colored pigment liners, and blending stumps. In addition, a ruler and a greaseproof paper. And lastly, a masking tape. I start by dividing the drawing area on the paper into 9 similar squares. These lines are our guide to place all the elements in our drawing correctly. I've cut out some smaller pieces of paper which represent all the large elements in my drawing. A coral reef, a shark, a ray, and a jellyfish. On the second vertical line, I've placed the ray and the jellyfish. The shark is placed on this vertical line. And all the animals are placed within the 2 horizontal lines. You can orientate all these elements in many possible combinations and find a good composition that is perfect for your drawing. And you will explore that there are many different possibilities. You will for sure explore some combinations that don't work that well, and here are some examples. The composition I like the most is this one, and I've already sketched a fast outline of the elements. To achieve symmetry between the fins of the shark, I draw a horizontal line over its body. I'm curving the threads on the jellyfish to increase movement in the water. To create underwater movement for the ray, I curve the tail and the edges around the body. I continue to sketch on the animals using the line of action technique and focusing on the main shapes, and then heading over to the details. I select pigment liners with darker colors for the outline, as they separate the different elements in my drawing better when I start coloring. I'm using the colored pigment liners from the STAEDTLER Design Journey assortment with a 0.5 pen tip. I think a mix of continuously and spaced lines create a nice effect for this drawing. I arranged the tube-like corals in different directions for a more alive impression, and the fishes are also swimming in different directions. On coral reefs there are a lot of different corals. Some are stony and some are soft or crispy. When I looked for corals to draw, I searched quickly online and got very inspired by this rose-like or spiral-shaped coral. When you draw the rose-like coral, first draw a closed spiral, and then draw a cup-like shape underneath the spiral. I've built my coral reef so that all elements lies on top of each other. It also creates a more interesting perspective. I'm adding some masking tape along the borders of my paper, and this will create a nice white frame around my drawing. I select 2 to 3 color shades and combine them when I create shadows and form. For this technique, I'm using the super soft colored pencils from the STAEDTLER Design Journey assortment because they come in a nice range of colors and they're so vibrant. Remember to use a greaseproof paper to prevent the colors from smudging. Shark and ray populations have declined by 70% in the last 50 years. Many of these species are threatened by extinction. outliners and the soft-colored pencils go very well together, as many of the vibrant colors are matching. Five percent of all marine species we know of are found in coral reefs. They are the home to a wide range of species, and the coral reefs is what we call a hotspot of biodiversity. I add different colors to the elements which are besides of each other, because the elements stand out more when they are in contrast. The stony corals have a brain-like pattern. I draw some random crooked lines all over the corals. By sharpening the super soft pencil, I create a powder which I'm blending in with a blending stump. I use a dark blue color pencil to draw elements far away in the water. It's also to fill in the empty space between the animals. I'm soon done, but I'm adding some sunshine into the water as a final touch. To draw animals is a great way to learn new things and important things about them. And of course, a way to bring attention to all the beautiful and fascinating animal life on Earth.
I would love to see your results from this session. Feel free to use the hashtag #MyDesignJourney and share your beautiful artwork with us. Nature has a lot of inspiration to offer, and by simple steps you can draw animals in no time.